Healing Step to Wellness. I'm Dr. J.
And I'm May.
And my name is Art Meyer.
Your trusted guide to whole person health. One step
And one bite at a time. Well, welcome to our Healing Step to Wellness with May and Dr. J show. And Art, you are one of my most favorite people. Collaborating with all kinds of community wellness project so far in the past couple of years, starting from Complete Health Improvement Program, CHIP. And it's truly an honor to have you have the very meaningful conversation. I already foresee that, and share many messages with our listeners. So here's just in kind of my brief introduction about art. Art act, and then please, after my brief introduction, please feel free to introduce yourself because you know about yourself more than anyone else. Okay.
I'm not quite sure about that, but yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Jen, do you want to make the introduction since you make that comment? Go for it.
No.
Okay. Well, Amar is a respected elder at the Rochester Seventh-day Adventist Church and a passionate advocate for the community wellness. Is also a certified, he also certified in many kinds of lifestyle medicine related program like CHIP, Complete Health Improvement Program, Dr. Netley Depression and Anxiety Recovery Program as I think as Associate Director, Diabetes Undone program, which is we just kick off past Monday,
Yeah,
August 4th. That's for
very
10
cool.
weeks. Yeah, very
Mhm.
cool. Art also is a vital community partner in supporting Rochester Clinic and Lotus Foundation's many missions to promote the whole food, the plant-based forward lifestyle medicine. That is the key. And professionally, Art brings a strong background in technical and organizational skill, which he generously applied to his volunteer work outside of his job. So whether it's installing, anything related to installing the projector or the being the AV professionals at our big conference, he always go extra miles to do above and beyond work. And one thing I really admire him is he always have a very kind and very generous personality that I never seen him being upset or agitated. Gee, it's really hard um to make Art upset. I just don't think that in his dictionary has those kind of words. So welcome.
Okay, well, thank you very much. That's quite an introduction, and hopefully I can live up to that in the months, days and months and years ahead. So no, it's just a pleasure working with Rochester Clinic, and we've had a good long history, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and we've done a lot of things. So anyway,
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
I mean, I just remember the first time we met. I think that was in, I don't know, 2012 or something like that. I forget, Heidi Bardsley put us together. And
Oh,
remember you were doing the chips out of
yeah.
the local, was it the grocery
Right.
store?
IV.
Yeah, high V.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hy-Vee. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, wow, it's like, okay, how can we help? And you just needed a place to land and a kitchen and so that was the start of an amazing partnership. And so it was very providential, I think. I think it was good.
I have to make a correction. It's not the just, actually probably more than what I expected. You and the church members were very generous to allow us to host the CHIP program. And I say the partnership it was very deep starting from that point. And you also, I just also found out that you and your wife, Carla, was certified CHIP facilitator. Uh, and so, I mean, you help us doing the prepare a lot of big meals for all the participants at the kitchen. We had fun. We had a time that we were kind of stressed, last minute or something didn't work.
Stress. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we that was a great run, and thank you very much for that partnership. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was, go ahead.
yeah. So can you take us way back in time? Not too far back, but back in time.
How old do you think I am? Okay, fine. Yes.
Not to a dinosaur age.
Yes.
What inspired you to the journey of lifestyle medicine and community wellness?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it was around 1991. I actually started I joined the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and they have a strong health mission and missionary focus on it. And I heard something about, well, maybe vegetarianism and veganism would allow you to become healthier. And I did have some of my own health issues. I had severe hay fever symptoms, especially
Oh.
during the summertime, and terrible acne. And of course, drinking half a gallon to a gallon of milk a day, I found out that once I quit that, that cleared up. And I'm sitting there going, wow, this is really good. And then I started going further along that route, and I'm doing it the wrong way because I say, okay, if I'm going vegetarian, all I have to do is take what I usually eat, remove the meat, and now I'm a vegetarian. And so, plant-based proteins and all that other stuff aside, I lost a whole bunch of weight, a whole lot of muscle. I think I went down from like 225 down to 160 something. And so fought my way back. And now that I've gone kind of through that, it's kind of inspiring, or, it kind of drives me to show people, how to do it right. Okay, a lot of people, if they want to go on vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, whole food, plant-based, I think is the correct term now. Um, back then there was no Google and YouTube. You kind of had to learn it on your own. But I really like to guide people and help people to realize that a simple changes can make a huge difference.
Mhm.
And just by getting the right diet, um, you cure a whole lot of ills, right? I mean, so
Mhm.
it's just a great way to live. I've been vegan now for probably 35 years.
Wow.
Lots of energy, 61 years old, and I'm running after my 10-year-old grandson, and that's a good thing. And so I hope to be doing that for a good long time. But that's kind of, what inspired me is just the benefits that I received, and I want to pass them on to others.
Wow. That's amazing. Amazing story. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you'll hopefully we'll find some more out today.
I heard that you once also went on like a raw food diet pattern.
Yeah, I did that for about a year, and so visited a lot of Asian markets. Young coconuts and avocados, and different types of fruits, and yeah, I had a lot of fun on that. Sprouting, I did a lot of things like that, and it was good. But I don't know. I think that was, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. But I've since tried to do as much raw as I can.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't want to, it was a struggle for me to keep my weight up. Okay,
Mm.
so because I'm
Oh.
always going high metabolism,
Mm.
and I'm not, I'm maybe a little, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm at my right weight now, but that's something that concerns me. just trying to get enough calories, keeping the weight up so that, so anyway.
Yeah, that was a piece of information from Carla one time when she was sharing our the sprouting information with us. Yeah. So, then how has your role as an elder at a Rochester Seventh-day Adventist Church shaped your approach to health and healing? Because you're also very involved at a church.
Right. And so, as an elder, you want to lead by example. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, we have a strong emphasis on health.
Mm-hmm.
It's very biblical. And so we believe that Christ did more healing than preaching when he was on this earth. And so we definitely want to follow that model. And then also, as an elder, I'm able to leverage some of the church's resources. And so, like when we met at your office that one time, I was able to sit there and say, yes, we can, we can get our fellowship hall, we can get our kitchen, we can, we've got a budget for this and stuff. And so I've got more of a high level view of what I can utilize in our church to be benefit to external programs, and then also what we can do for our own programs as well. And so, it's just yeah, so like I said, being a leader, and am able to understand the resources that I can bring to bear to benefit put on programs and benefit others.
So talking about the programs, well, we mentioned about CHIP. You are certified CHIP facilitator, and
Yeah.
you also are certified in the NELI Anxiety Depression Recovery Program. And right now is Diabetes Undone. Are there more programs that we're not aware of? And also,
Well,
why did you choose those programs?
okay. Yes, we've got a lot of other things going on. And so one of the things that we want to do is to remove the stigma of the healthy lifestyle as being a boring lifestyle or a struggle, and so community is huge. And so we do a lot of things. We have corn roasts, cooking schools, um, and then we also, of course, have the CHIP and the Nedley and the Diabetes Undone, and we'll have a couple of, the Taste Extravaganza, always huge. Looking forward to that. But you're right, the programs that are listed, that you listed, the CHIP, the Nedley, the Diabetes Undone, the reason why I really am high on those is, number one, they work and they just make sense, from an engineering point of view. And it's just okay. Yeah, this makes sense. And so, and you'd like to just sit there and say a lot of it's overlap. And so, a healthy lifestyle will help you in many, many ways. But a lot of people just aren't interested in getting healthier. So you kind of have to target some of the problems, right? You got to target, okay, if you're depressed, well, come here. And you'll learn the same thing as my other programs, but we're going to focus on depression here. And you got diabetes, we'll come to this program. What am I going to teach you? The same thing in the other ones, but that's okay. And so I get it. It's a marketing thing. And it's very cool because our church has been blessed. The Seventh-day Adventists, we have Dr. Deal for the CHIP. We got Dr. Nedley for depression. We have Dr. Youngberg, Brenda Davis for Diabetes Undone. And what I do is I say I stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before me, right? It's not that I'm all that great, but I just take what's been handed to me and give it to the public. And so we have had great light, especially in the area of community-based education. And we have wonderful programs. We need to get those out, utilize them. And I think our biggest struggle is, number one, marketing, letting people know that they're out there. I think the price points are good, and that's a neat part of being part of a church. We can offer, because of the volunteer and the structural resources we have. We have a place and we have a kitchen and everything. So, but there's a stigma in walking into a church to get health education. So it's kind of interesting, and I'll leave it at that. So,
Well, and that's the reason I think that when we enter that partnership, because we share the same mission of promoting the plant-based forward nutrition centered
mhm,
lifestyle medicine. And so when we go out, when we share with our patient or share with the business partner in a community, and we constantly remind people this is a great partnership. It just make a lot of education very affordable, even free to the public. And with the same goal is we want the community to be well. We want people to
mhm.
find their hopes. Yeah.
Yeah, hope. Yep.
Mhm. And then, so among those programs that you have done in the past several years, more than a decade, so how what what kind of impact that you have changed on people's life? Can you give us a couple examples?
One example really comes to mind is that when we used to do the CHIP program,
Mhm.
and a lady came to us, and she couldn't really see. She came here and she enrolled for CHIP, and so I gave her the workbook, and she said, "Well, that's fine. I can't read it." And I said, "Well, we're going to watch a lot of videos." She goes, "Well, I can't really see those anyway." And it's like, "Okay, well, how can I help you?" And she sits there. She goes, "Well, I'm losing my eyesight because of diabetic retinopathy, and so I want to protect my heart." Because back then the CHIP was the coronary health improvement
Mm,
program, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, and so we said, all right, fine, yeah, come on along. And she wasn't a model student, but she did give up her sodas and her candy bars.
Mhm.
And by the time the CHIP was done, back then we used to do 4 nights a week for 4 weeks. It was really intense. And
Wow.
by the time it was done, she had gone back to her doctor, and her eyesight went from 2200 back up to 2040. And
Wow.
so, she had the scopes, you could see the red in the old scans and the blue in the new, and as her eyes were healing. And I just like, wow, it was powerful. I
Very
think I still have those
powerful.
scans. Um, and I think once CHIP was uh, appropriately renamed into Complete Health
Complete health.
Improvement Program,
Mhm.
because like I said, it's all the same, right?
Yeah,
Do a little
yeah,
exercise and
yeah.
get off the bad foods, and your body we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and we can heal. There's hope.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I know that one other time we did a depression anxiety recovery program, and we had a depressed teacher, and by the end of 8 weeks she goes, "I love teaching again." And it was like, oh, those poor but now blessed students,
Oh.
and so it was really cool. And we get those testimonies every time. I don't think there's ever a time that we hold a program that we don't just see dramatic results, because, like I said, it works. It's good stuff. And people who do the program are benefited, and where the blessing is. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
what keeps us going.
yeah. Amazing, amazing stories. Wow.
So among those programs, a lot of them are in partnership with Rochester Clinic and Lotus Health Foundation. Can
Mhm.
can you explain about the partnership, how the partnership is important in your providing this lifestyle medicine and the community education?
Well, yeah, like we said, sometimes there's a stigma in coming in. When we used to run the CHIP programs, I, as an IBM programmer, was giving the health lectures in Rochester, Mayo Clinic land, and we didn't get too many people. And so, uh, definitely with Rochester Clinic, it adds an air of legitimacy and the medical professionals, and so that is super cool. And then also the fact that we definitely work together well. And I don't, when we did the CHIP together, we just sit there and say, how can we help you? And so I think that we do that together very well. You're helping me, I'm helping you. May is definitely our spark plug in all this thing, and there are multiple programs that I was ready to pull the plug on, but May said, no, you got to keep going. And then all of a sudden people show up and it's one of the better programs that we run. And so it's kind of like, I'm just sitting there going, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. And May says we do it, we do it. And so,
Oh, you gave
I,
me too much credit.
yeah. And without a doubt, you are the number one partner that we have as a faith-based community here to move forward with our health ministries to the
thank you.
community. So it's
I,
just, yeah, it's good.
I still think that you know, even right after the pandemic, that we are trying to, because Lotus Health Foundation hosts the annual Community Wellness Symposium and Gala, and you know that during the pandemic time, we have to put the program on hold. So after the pandemic, we try to reintroduce it back to the community, and it's really difficult. We had so many consideration with you, with your help, with you know, the support from the church. That's how we be able to make the first first community event after the pandemic. I think that was right back in 2022, and we were able to host that as a free at a
Oh,
church.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that reentry, and
Mhm.
that was the year you actually put up the another big screen
Oh, yes.
on the
Oh,
other
yeah.
end of fellowship hall, and I was just like amazing. And then you and Carla work until midnight just to try to install that
Yes.
before the our symposium kick off the next day early morning. So you are amazing. You and Carla both are very amazing people.
Yeah, I will truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, the memories. Yep.
So when we
Good.
talk about all those events, the chip, the cooking, and I think we really need to talk about your cooking.
Okay.
You're going to jump right into it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, I gotta
I've been
scroll
holding on
down
that
here. No,
question
there
for a
we go.
long time. If you go to any culinary school, no, your food is fantastic. And then you mentioned about being an IBM engineer,
Yeah.
and there's something very, very different. I don't know how many chefs or even anyone cooking at home, they will follow the recipe step by step, up to the T or everything. Just follow the recipe. I, I really want to know that.
Well, as they say, as I say, I'm a cook, not a chef. Okay. You know, my wife's a chef. May is a chef. These are the people that can open the pantry doors and say, what have I got? And I'm going to make a masterpiece. Now, I need a recipe and I need the ingredients. And sometimes in the past, when May has supplied me with both of those, they didn't quite match up. And so I was sitting there going, oh no, on the phone, May, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I am totally lost. But, you know,
And
it's
they will
just
say
like when,
improvise.
yeah, right. Yes. Oh, that's a dangerous word with me. But, you know, it's like, you know, like I told May, it's like when I'm demoing a recipe, I want to be pretty exact because I want to give the people a taste of what they could possibly recreate at home. But and I'm not very good at winging it. But you know, it's like I said, if a recipe, you know, some of those tried and true recipes, you just follow it and it works. And that's when, and also the fact that whole food plant-based cooking is a little forgiving.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, as far as, you know, ratios and this and that and the other thing is that, you know, you can skimp or you can add on a little bit here and there, and it's not going to alter a whole lot to the taste. And I mean, it all tastes good. And, you know, when you get the right ratios, it tastes amazing. And so, you know, that's to say, you know, you pray before you cook, and then, like I said, whole food plant-based cooking is a little forgiving, and you have great recipes, and it's really hard to fail. I think it's really hard to fail, and if you focus on the ones that you're really good at, then people like those, you know. So, and
Yeah.
you know, I think you know, my lasagna pumpkin pie, the feel-good cookies that I think we've taken Nedley recipe and then you tweaked it and I tweaked it. And then I think you added that orange extract or something. And I got to get that one. So that one's really good. And so we're gonna nail this feel-good cookie thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume that's how you learn to work with May, that spontaneous style cooking style.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, we work together. That's fine. And so she does. I mean, I definitely, either May or my wife, I definitely, just bow to them. And if you want to take over and enhance something, that's fine. I take no offense. And yeah, I'm not. It's fine. I know it's going to be good if they take over.
But
well, you know what? I think that it depends. I think for the the Diabetes Undone, just a kickoff.
Mhm.
I remember a month ago when we hosted our first info session, and I went there. Art in charge of everything, so I was there to offer help, and so I said, okay, next you have a 2 tablespoons of onion and this and that. I say, oh gee, you can just do and say, and then Art say, May, this is the recipe from the Diabetes Undone. So we want the participant to taste the same as what the recipe turned out. And I say, sure, I'll follow the direction. Art doesn't have a good point. So yeah. And I remember, ours is in charge of in the kitchen because of the program. And I'll be happy to help it to be of assistance.
But for the record, I want to let you know, I went to the professional eating school. So when you have any doubt about whether to follow the recipe, just bring it to me. I'll let you know.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, professional eating school.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
that was a comment from Dr. Dean Sershai. Dr. Aishai Sershai is a professional chef beside being a very well-known neurologist. And yeah, I love the sense of humor from both of them. Yeah. Okay. So one thing I also noticed that, Art, you are very passionate about the youth, the health for the youth. And so you have done several health fair or, I should say the partner with the school to promote the emotional health. Can you share that with us? Why you are so, this is one of your focus, and what kind of a project you have been partnering with the schools.
Okay. Yeah, that's more of a recent thing that we've been able to, and once again, thanks to May, who got us in through Casson and then connected to Pine Island. And then we went to Triton. And, we've been doing some of these things with the high schools where we've been able to come in as was it a contributor or just was a person with a booth, and we've been able to talk to kids about depression, anxiety, healthier living, and then I've been able to go into some of the high schools and give talks to certain classes of kids, and
Wow.
it's interesting. It's a little different in that you have to really bring the energy for that, otherwise the kids are going to check out. And you've got to have PowerPoint slides that aren't super busy. If you've got a PowerPoint slide with like 10 bullets that you're going to talk for the next 10 minutes on, they're going to check out. So you have to kind of modify your approach a little bit, but the kids are open to it. And so I think that, maybe not more along the lines of health, but they're not scared by veganism or whole food plant-based or different ways of eating, because sometimes these guys just, the kids, they want to be a little more independent or different or whatever. So you can actually talk a little more freely to them and more bluntly and just say, hey guys, you need to do this, otherwise down the line you're going to pay a price. I think they understand that. And so they're not, the health message is not really lost on them. It's just that we need to get in there and encourage them and to make it real and make it fun. So, it's been a lot of, it's been interesting, and we've now incorporated like a jump rope challenge when we go into one of their health fairs and stuff, and that was like a big hit. We did that at Triton. We'll be doing that again in Pine Island. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and then, my Health Jeopardy.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
know. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so anyway, it's just kind of fun to figure out ways to engage these kids because they want to, I think they want to talk. It's just, or feel a little uneasy. And if you can break down that barrier,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah, you are very creative. I remember the early this year, you you brought in the big screen TV. I'm thinking, what are you doing, Art? Are you going to play a movie? No, you had a yeah, you had a fun game for the high school student to get engaged. Yeah, very good.
So throughout all those events, all those activities, since we have known you for more than 10 years, we rarely saw you lost your temper or anything like that. And you seems to work very well under pressure. So how do you manage to do that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, after so many years that you've been doing this, you just know that, well, things just work out. And so I believe that if you are working for the benefit of others, okay, number one, God's got it. He's got your back and he's going to help you through this. And also, people will forgive things that just don't go quite right. If you've got 10 things and 9 of them go well, and sometimes we like to focus on the 10th, but you just sit there and just say, well, it is what it is. And we move forward. And usually, when you look back, everyone has just, they don't even see the 10th thing that went wrong. They're just focusing on the 9.
Yeah.
And so, but like I said, you just have to have the heart for the work. You have to, the people will see, okay, he's here for my benefit, or he's here for, doing his own thing, or he's just ticking a box or putting in time or whatever. So people can see that. So, like I said, you got to bring the energy, and you got to have a purpose to be a blessing to them. And it just, yeah, and things, and you can have that peace then. So it just comes.
Yeah.
Very good advice.
Yeah, I think, and then I really also give you a big credit that you be able to tolerate me a lot of a last minute request.
Well, you know, you know, yeah, you get these last minute requests and you're just like, yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. And usually they make sense. And so you kind of want to sit there and improve the program. And so, it's worth the extra effort, and that's
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
So you
So
just, when you have a goal beyond your own comfort or anything else, it's the mission, ex-military, right? Mission first, people always. And so if you put those together and, yeah, so it's all good. It's all good, May.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that out, brought that up about the mission. Can you also share with us about your involvement at the local correction center, that how you help that group of the people, and yeah, I'm so curious about it.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of history. We had been doing something called Christmas Behind Bars, where the kids would color bags and we'd put some goodies in there and a little note from the pastor and just kind of say, hey, you're not forgotten at Christmas. And so we've been doing that for a couple, 5 years maybe. And then I got a phone call from one of the program sergeants, and they said, hey, we want you to come in and do health classes. And I'm sitting there going, really? So if you're in, just think about it. You're in Rochester, Minnesota, and you want to do health classes at the correctional facility. Who are you going to call?
Yeah.
Well, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, of course, Yeah, it makes sense. This is really weird. But anyway, we had
It works.
we had fostered a good relationship with the staff there, and so we were able to go in and give the health studies. And then a couple of years later, we were also able to give Bible studies as well. And so this is also a unique group that you can minister to, because these guys, you just tell it to them straight. You don't have a lot of time, right? Okay, so you just go in there and you just say, listen, this is what you need to do. And when you get out, you need to start practicing some of these healthier habits. Otherwise, you know, it's just better for your mind. If you want to actually stay out, there's a better chance to stay out. You're not going to come back into the jail if you have a healthier mind. And so it's just, overall, it dovetails well with what these guys, they don't want to be in there. And so they're looking for helpful hints and ideas. And so anyway, it's really good, and they're very thankful. And so it's kind of fun to just go in there and give them some health topics that they can do when they get out. Classical music and food and food choices and stuff like that. So
Do you have any specific like a testimony the from the effort that your group have done?
um, well, we've got one guy who's coming out here. He was getting released in October, and I have actually converted him to a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And so he sits there. He goes, Art, it's expensive to do that in here. And I just said, don't worry, you're gonna, just hang on. And but he says he's just feeling better. His mind is clearer. He's just got way more energy, and he's looking to come out. And probably in October, I will get to introduce you to him, and he will be part of our health ministry team as well,
Oh,
because
wow.
yeah, and he'll just bring another new dynamic into it. And so, but he's just loving it, and yeah. So just hopefully you'll just stay the course here for the next month or two, and I'll be yeah. So it's nice. So I think it's really cool.
It's a quite a very valuable uh investment that you plant the seeds and you see the result. That's really rewarding, and doesn't matter whether it's one person or a group of people. I
Mhm.
mean, one
That's right.
is enough, right? That person will go back to share the message.
Mhm.
And Jen, Dr. J, we also have a project, ongoing project, and kind of a similar to this type of work. And do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is a project we're doing in Twin Cities. It just we are working with people who are being released. So recently released, we're helping them to stay out, not to go back. And lifestyle medicine, food as medicine, we teach them. And a lot of time you don't want to say out loud. So when we give them the food, we did a survey, so we know they're more concerned about their heart, their brain, but of course we're not telling them that it's really good for your emotional health, your executive decision making. But we give them the food, we talk to them about the heart, but just tuck the information inside to deliver to them. And so we try to help them just lifestyle medicine and being healthy in general, from your emotional to your physical health. And that's what we have been doing.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you. And then again, we also have one or two people. They very, very appreciate the opportunity to learn about the whole food plant-based nutrition. And one person particularly has been trying to stick with it, and he lost 19 pounds.
All right.
Was it just within 8 weeks that we only go back like
Yeah.
every Saturdays? So they just think about if they can do it with very minimal resources they have, anyone can do it.
and I was able to do some questionnaire survey before during the first session to see where they at, and I was very surprised. Everyone was very motivated according to the survey and the questionnaire. So I'm very excited to see the after results in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and they can tell you're there to benefit them, so they'll probably listen. And like you said, that's neat. That's neat. I like it.
Yes.
And I wanna piggyback on your comment that when we are doing things for the best benefit of the others, there's a way to solve any kinds of challenges, right?
Right.
Whether resources, financially or the manpower, it will show up. It will show up. So I believe in that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, uh, you know, what I think the next question is pretty much toward the closing of our conversation right here. So what are your hopes for the future of wellness in Rochester and beyond?
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting you say Rochester and beyond, because we are an international community, and we're kind of a hub, with the Mayo Clinic here, and we do get a lot of international guests, and the stuff that we teach people, if we get a chance, can spread far and wide. And so we could have a global impact here. I think that we definitely need to just keep on keeping on with the programs that we have, and I'm hoping, my hope is that someday the more of the medical community would embrace the lifestyle medicine. I know we're making inroads and stuff, but it's kind of slow growing. And like with this Diabetes Undone, I have a participant. He went to his health provider, and they're very skeptical, and I just go, well, it's not due to lack of research or a lack of evidence or a lack of information. It's just that we need to break down those barriers. It's just I don't think it's a prejudice. It's just more of an unbelief. Could something be this good? I think was the Nedley program 92% success rate. And so it's just like it's so good. People are skeptical, and maybe rightly so, but they should at least try it, and then they become believers as well. And
That's
so, yeah, that's my hope, is that we can, be that influence.
And I
That's
think
a very
for
good point.
and I think for the participant to show their own healthy improvement to their healthcare providers, then that become a reality to their healthcare provider and say, wow, I guess I mean we have a hear that very often say, okay, I guess just keep doing what you're doing because apparently something working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to invite that health provider to our graduation. So yes,
Yes, definitely.
hear the testimonies. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the reason why before we roll out any program, ourselves encourage our staff, anyone who to participate in the program. Not only to try out to see how it goes, but at the same time to experience the benefits ourselves. And that's how we feel comfortable rolling out any new program.
That's
So
true.
ourselves have done the CHIP program like 20 times. And like a
More than that,
Nelly
I
anxiety
think.
depression program, I did that 4 times.
Mhm.
So that's just like you have to experience it yourself.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So, if you could leave our listeners with one message about healing and the community, what would it be?
Okay. Um, once again, you're choosing these wonderful words: health and healing and community. And so, boy, we had a wonderful message. Oh, I forget the guy's name, about the healing power of community. Don't forsake the healing power of community. And so you want to go where where you're going to learn these things and you're going to want to be in a community that supports you, because lifestyle medicine is not really a quick fix. It's an impact. It's a lifelong impact. It's a lifelong commitment, and you will be blessed. But it's nice to have other people to come along with you and support you, and to trade recipes, and to have fellowship and have fun. And so that's why I always say we always eat well, right? Okay, so we come together, we eat well, and we have a lot of fun. That's why we do a lot of these taste extravaganzas, corn roasts, stuff like that, because once again, sometimes we just need to, with everyone else around us being skeptical at best, and, we need some people to just, like last night, or when we were talking with you guys, and it's just kind of nice to be supportive of each other and just hear the testimonies. And so, yeah, because being a health nut can be a lonely thing here in this world, and so we need to be there for each other. So if you can find a good, healthy partner community like the Peer Plant Pods or something, just definitely take them up on their offer and join them. And so,
join the healthy community together.
Yeah, join a healthy community. Yeah. So just get influenced by a good, let's influence each other.
Wow, great. So for listeners who feel inspired by you and want to learn more or get involved, how can they get contact with you?
Well, it's I'll just I wish I put this on. Anyway, there's an email address. It's health@rochestersdachurch.org. So health@rochestersdachurch.org. You can email me and I can tell you, what's going on. And if you want to be a cook at the Taste Extravaganza, or you want to join us in our corn roast, or we've got Dr. Wes Youngberg coming in October. And so we've got a lot of good things to, anyway. So, we will get you into the system and let you know what's going on, and we can go from there.
Or to support your mission by offering the marketing strategy, social media. See?
Yeah, put in a good word for us wherever you are. And so I'll give you some literature, but I'll give you some handouts and whatnot. But no, that's true. That's true. We cannot afford to be the best kept secret in Rochester anymore. No, we need to let people know there's hope, and it's real, and it's effective, and it's powerful, and
Wow.
So we will put the contact information on the episode link when we release that.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what a conversation. It's very worthy, and that's why I think this is kind of better than drinking a coffee. Will keep me awake. Too excited. Well, Art, thank you very much for joining us on the Healing Step to Wellness.
Oh man, yeah, that was fun. Thank you for the offer, and I'm glad I took you up on it. So we'll have to do this again maybe sometime in the future.
Definitely.
We've got more testimonies to share.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So,
okay. Thanks for joining us on Healing Step to Wellness. I'm Dr. J.
I'm May, guiding you toward whole person health.
One step
and one bite at a time. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.